Welcome back, Panthers. My name is Eben Moody, and I am accompanied by
Carter Colby.
We have multiple events that are coming up in this next week.
The first thing that we want to talk about is our visit from Recycle Percussion that happened today at 1:30 in the afternoon. We'll have a piece about it in the next broadcast.
Next up, we will tell you about the 4th annual floor hockey tournament that will be taking place 5 to 10 in the gym. It will be action-packed and super fun, so you better be there.
The third event that needs to be addressed is the sports awards that will be held in the gym at 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Monday the 17th of March. Come and support your fellow athletes.
Our 4th major event is the Honor Roll Assembly, which will be happening on the 20th. I hope you guys all get mentioned in the assembly.
Talk about all the upcoming events. We will now go to a big story on BGC with Emily Madden.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Boys and Girls Club of the North Country, settled right here in Lisbon, New Hampshire. Today, I'm going to be interviewing Erin Talcott and Melanie Smith to get a deeper and inside scoop onto what happens here at the BGC North Country. Now, enough of me talking, let's dive straight into the interviews. Hello Erin, thank you so much for joining me for this interview today.
Thank you.
All right, so my first question is, what do you do at the BGC North Country?
Yep, so I'm the development associate here, so I oversee our sustainable fundraising, I do outreach, I work with our donors and our board, and all of our fundraising events. So my work is really rooted in making sure that we have the finances in place in order to continue the amazing programs here at the club for many years to come.
That's so cool. Awesome. And then how do you support the students of Lisbon Regional School?
Yep, so we are the after school and school vacation program for Lisbon students. And so you might see the BGC band picking kids up after school and bringing them here. And then we have a ton of Lisbon students here for our out of school time vacation programs as well.
And then what other schools do you host for your after school program here?
Yep, so for after school, we also service students from Littleton, Bethlehem, Lafayette, and then for our out of school time vacation programs, we have kids come from all over the North Country since their families can drop them off and pick them up in the morning.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cool. And then best question for last, what is your favorite part about working with the children?
Oh my gosh. I think my favorite part is just seeing kids flourish here at the club, seeing their individual personalities and seeing how our programs can really enhance kids' experiences. You see kids who are able to shine through the different arts and crafts programming that we might have, or it might be something through STEM program. We'll have kids do different experiments or work with Legos. It could be through our sports program, or perhaps we also have kids who attend swimming at Evergreen, and so there's just a lot of different opportunities for kids to shine and really find the thing that they're most excited about and most interested in.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for letting me interview you
Thank
today.
you.
So hello Melanie, thank you so much for joining me today. So my first question is, what do you do at the Boys and Girls Club North Country?
So I'm the area manager for the North Country, which includes Lisbon and Berlin. We have 2 programs here, and then over at White Mountains Community College, we have an early care program that goes from 6 weeks to 14 years.
Oh, wow, that's so cool.
So, yeah.
And how are the renovations going at the Boys and Girls Club North Country now? Because I know it's very strenuous with all the work.
So we will be hopefully starting renovations the beginning of April, and we're hoping that they'll be done by September. So we can move it. Yeah,
That's great. Thank you so much.
no problem.
Thank you all so much for tuning into my first big story. I hope you all have learned and discovered just how important the BGC of the North Country is for our school in Lisbon, New Hampshire. Now, let's go back to the anchors.
Thank you, Emily Mitten, for the big story on BGC.
Now straight into Kassidy Smith with If You Could Trade Places.
And I'll be interviewing two people, a high schooler and a middle schooler. I'll be asking them, if you could trade places with anyone in the world, who would it be? First, we'll go to Emily and her choice. If you could trade places with anyone in the world, who would it be?
LeBron James.
Why is that?
Because I think it's so cool how he scored 50,000 points and he's rich.
Next, we have Carter. If you could trade places with anyone in the world, who would it be?
Ronaldo.
Why?
Well, I just like to be able to do the stuff he does in soccer, and
Okay.
I'd like to be able to jump really high like he does. Like, he has the highest jump in the world, I think. And also, I'd like to, he's rich, so I'd like to check out all of his stuff.
Thanks to the students who participated, and thank you for listening, Panthers. We'll now go back to the hosts.
Thank you for listening to Kassidy Smith, If You Could Trade Places.
Go into our next piece on St. Patrick's Day trivia with Emily Mitten.
Miss Emily Mitten, and I am hosting a St. Patrick's Day trivia for this week's broadcast. I decided to ask a couple students, along with a staff member, a themed question just to see how well they know their facts about this luck-filled holiday. So let's get right into it. Your question is, what United States city has dyed its river green every year for St. Patrick's Day since 1962? Is it A, New York City, B, Chicago, C, Boston, or D, Los Angeles?
Since 1962. I think, well, like the St. Patrick's Day place is like Boston, right? So I gotta go with Boston.
All right, so your question is, what are the three colors on the Irish flag? Are they red, white, and blue, green, white, and orange, purple, pink, and white, or is there no flag?
Green, white, and orange.
Your question is, according to Irish legend, what is found at the end of a rainbow? Is it A, a dog, B, a pot of gold, C, money, or D, flowers?
Be a pot of gold.
Thank you all for joining me on my segment for St. Patrick's Day Trivia. A big thank you to all of the participants for testing their skills on some burning questions for this holiday. Remember, if you happen to get the question wrong, better luck next time. Now, back to the anchors.
Last piece, Veterans to Veterans with Asa Metcalf.
How was Veterans to Veterans started?
It started in 2017. I needed a mission after I got medically retired from the Army. I wanted to do something to give back to the community. And I can't work because of my many medical conditions. So I wanted to start a charity to give back. And initially I started it as a snow removal service. And then that didn't pan out because I sold my truck with the plow. So the couple of people that I had on my crew, and Chuck Bradley being one of them, and Colin Smith and Patrick Hazlett being some of the initial members, and Jennifer McNeil, my wife, we all kind of got together and thought, what could we do to really kind of serve the needs of the local community? And we thought a direct assistance charity would be good. And we thought of being a direct assistance charity for first responders and veterans, and we kind of developed it from the ground up, from scratch, and here we are today.
What are some of the programs V2VG runs?
So V2VG runs, like I said, direct assistance. We do a lot of direct assistance by paying bills for veterans and first responders and their families. utility bills, emergency food and fuel, things like that. And we also have a thrift store in Franconia that it supports us. And the thrift store does community service programs also. So between us and the thrift store, we do a lot of community service programs. We work with other organizations, Casella being one of them. And some of the things that we do is we work with Hometown Eye Care here in Littleton, and we do a eye care program for veterans. So Hometown Eye Care provides 20% discount to veterans. And we step in due to a generous grant from Casella, NCES. Casella, we were able to provide the additional 80% to verified veterans and first responders. So we cover their base prescriptions. And we have a program in place with that. The other thing we do, another big program, is the flag retirement ceremony. Also sponsored by Casella. They provide us with these flag retirement bins, and they're stationed across New Hampshire. There's one at our thrift store in Franconia, and there's some at different transfer stations and other locations throughout New Hampshire and Vermont. And we're also set to put them in a few other stations. And what that does is it allows people to bring their tattered flags, their unserviceable flags, and they drop them off in these bins. And we collect them, and once or twice a year, we fold them up the best we can. And we retire them by burning, which is one of the suggested respectful ways in the flag code. And the idea for that is it gives people a place to bring them without throwing them away, which is disrespectful, and it keeps it out of the landfill, the waste stream, and it serves many purposes. And it's just another service we do. We give medical supplies away for free to the community. That's another program that we do. We do a holiday basket program for Thanksgiving and Christmas, where we provide food baskets for 25 to 30 families, and toys for Christmas, and Hanukkah for people who need a little help for the holidays, things like that. And we do a variety of community programs throughout the year, in addition to our standard IRS coded programs, which are direct assistance. So we try to do community-driven services the best we can, and we work with different organizations also the best we can. Sometimes we go under the radar because we don't want to be front and center with other organizations and say, look at us, look what we did, because we'd rather just help people, and the other organizations, that's more what they do, and let them take the credit. We would like to just support them in their mission the best that we can,
How many volunteers and employees does VTBG have?
So we have a board of, I believe, 13, an active board of 9. And so we have board members and active board members. We have alternate board members and ex-officio board members based on their title. Employees, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 employees, paid employees, and we have a whole bunch of volunteers. The board members are all volunteers. To be on the board of Veterans to Veterans Group, it's by volunteer basis only, and that's written into our bylaws. Our volunteers help out at the store, V2VG Thrift. The case managers who work here in this office are paid employees, and the 2 management staff at the store are paid employees. But everybody else at the store are all volunteers. So the lion's share of people who work with or associated with Veterans to Veterans Group are all volunteers. And everybody on our board of directors who makes the decisions are volunteers in that capacity. Yeah.
That's all.
So I can't give you an answer on that because there's many, and I wasn't prepared to give you the answer on that. But I would say at least 25 or more volunteers in total, in addition to the board.
Yeah.
Thank you, Asa, for the report on Veterans to Veterans. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you won't miss our future episodes.